Hi there folks, welcome to Dunsy's Guitar World 2. Welcome to yet another incredibly exciting episode of Heavy Metal Sunday at Dunsy's. Episode 32, 3 and 2, two fat ladies, as they say in bingo parlance. So I'll remember, what are you listening to this week? What have you been listening to this week? I will tell you what's in my Spotify playlist, which I have been listening to. Now, I'm not saying you should use Spotify or not use it. It's entirely up to you. So I have this thing called Tunes 2025, just what I've been listening to. So I'll give you the first five. Older stuff, even older than me, I think. Running on Empty by Jackson Browne, great tune. Willing by Little Feat, great tune. I mean, they're all great tunes, that's why they're in my playlist. Rock and Roll Doctor by Little Feat, Easy to Slip, could be my favourite Little Feat song, just so good. 6 Days on the Road by Taj Mahal, Bus Rider by The Who, Pain Train by the Guess Who, and finally we'll taking it to Detroit by the Good Rats. Coming into Detroit, New York. I love that tune, nearly swore there, sorry. So yes, as ever, I will try and do this in one take. Today we're looking at Kerrang issue 32. Two ducks swimming. December the 30th to January the 12th, 1983. A mere 60 pence for all your heavy metal news way back then. So we're on the front we have Wolf Hoffman with all his hair, resplendent with hair. It's not from yesterday, it's from 1982. And we have AC/DC, Queen, Kiss, Gary Moore, ELOY. I don't know much about ELOY, but I think I pictured this once. I don't think I liked it much. Scorpions, I liked them a lot. ULI JON ROTH, prior to becoming ULI. TANE CAIN, RIOT and VIVA, featuring Michael and Rudolph's sister, Barbara. Accept, stars of our 10-page Deutsch rock Dambuster. Possibly in poor taste from Kerrang there. Well, I'll hold these up, it's quite bright out. So I'll scan them in. So I'll sort of hold them up, my camera doesn't go out of focus. We have the official heavy metal charts, and I keep doing this with my glasses because I need to tighten the legs, but I don't have a screwdriver. So I won't sing any of these because I've been getting complaints about that from my neighbours. Here I Go Again by Whitesnake, Market Square Heroes, a prog classic, Marillion, and heavy metal rock and roll by Rock Goddess. I read recently, I think they've called it a day. They officially called it a day. Top 3 albums: Coda, Led Zeppelin, From the Makers Of, still in there, From the Status Quo. Saints and Sinners by Whitesnake. Import albums: Restless and Wild. Accept on CNR, I got it on import. And GI Records are at the bottom of Coburn Street. Great place to buy your import vinyl way back in the day in Edinburgh. TANE CAIN and Live Riot. Of course, that was the sort of 5-track mini album that came out. It wasn't the later one, the later Riot Live album. Local chart: Queenie, Blackfoot, Rockin' a Hard Place by Aerosmith, and The End of the World by Gary Moore from Corridors of Power. Quite a heavy metal album, that. Well, here we go. I'll scan all this in for you. This is the best sellers of 1982, the best sellers singles. What do you think was the best selling heavy metal rock single of 1982? Let me know in the comments and I'll tell you in 2, 1. Eye of the Tiger, Down by Survivor. The best selling album was Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. My favourite Maiden album, I would say. What's your favourite Maiden album? Oh, and I'll scan this in for you as well. The Kerrang 82 poll winners. Of course, this is a sort of end of year thing. Who won what? My camera's out of focus. There we are. Best band: AC/DC. Live gig: AC/DC. Guitar: Angus Young. Bass: Cliff Williams. Could be a full house for the AC/DC charts. Male singer: Ian Gillan. Female singer: Patricia Benatar. Drums, Cozy Powell. Phil Rudd's only a number 2 there. And Neil Peart, the Professor's at number 3. Keyboard, John Lord. I wouldn't know. I mean, for me, who's the less worse keyboard player? I'm not a big fan of keyboards. Or, for instance, saxophones. I'm not a big fan of saxophones. I mean, Baker Street's quite good, and you know, to be fair to Neil Carter, the one in Lonely Heart, that's alright, but by and large, I could do without saxophone in my rock and roll. New band, Asia. Oh, I don't want to get started on Asia so quickly. I'm going to do a whole episode on A, why I don't like Asia, and B, why I know next to nothing about them. I don't know why I don't like them. I should probably educate myself. Single, For Those About to Rock, AC/DC. Album, Number of the Beast. Male Pin-Up, David Coverdale. DJs, Tommy Vance. TV, Play That Rock and Roll. Best TV show, The Old Grey Whistle Test. And female pin-up, I liked great Kelly Johnson. Man, they were good. AC/DC, For Whom the Bell Tolls. I expect all these pictures may be copyrighted, so I'll just show you them down here. And I'll maybe scan them in, or maybe just scan the letter, the text in. For Whom the Poll Tolls, yeah, exactly. When Brian Johnson heard that AC/DC had been voted top band in the Kerrang Readers' Poll for the 2nd year running, he was over the moon. At the time, the band were midway through their European leg of their Cannon and Bell tour, and after a triumphant gig in Paris, the lead singer spoke ecstatically about the award. I'm chuffed to bits, says Brian. Cain and Abel. It looks like someone who dances with wolves there. I had the album, but I don't remember it being very good. Maybe it was. Again, you know, I just say these things without actually even listening to them, you know. Does anybody else get like that? You know, I'm at the age where it's like, people say stuff and you'll mention a band and I say, I don't like them. But if, you know, if the question had been more sort of thoroughly to say, have you ever heard them? I'd be going, no, but I saw a picture once in 1983 and immediately decided I don't like them. Quotes of the year, I'll scan this in for you. What were the top heavy metal celebrities saying this year? Brian Robertson, well, here we go. Robbo. What a guitar player, Robbo. Too many youngsters these days reckon that to play heavy rock properly, you have to be real loud. I thought you did. But that's a fallacy. There's far more to it than simply working out a riff and playing it at 1,000,000 watts. Volume doesn't automatically equal power. Sometimes you can be too loud. Bold words there, so I'll scan all that in for you. All famous people in here: Budgie, Venom, Mantis. Oh, here we go. What's Mantis from Venom saying? We don't do gigs, we do shows. It's fucking massive. If you stand at the front of the stage, you're going to get your head blown off. That's by Mantis from Venom. See, he's got his own YouTube channel. All the money goes to like a sort of pet sanctuary or something, or his own Patreon sort of thing, which is pretty good. All the money going there. What's in Mayhem? I won't hold this up. Go out of focus. Current favourites within the rumour mongers seems to be Marillion. For instance, have you heard the one about Fish leaving the band to go solo? Ooh, way back in 1982. That wouldn't happen for a while. Robert Plant was scheduled to play a Christmas show with the Honey Drippers at the General Wolf pub in Coventry. However, at the last minute, the gig was cancelled. Nevertheless, it seems that Plant and his Drippers will be making some live appearances in the very near future. Deep Purple reunion, Eddie Van Halen. Those of you desperate for new product from one old Speedy Digits Eddie Van Halen can console themselves with the new Michael Jackson LP. I mean, imagine reading this. I think I was the same. You know, reading this in 1982 and saying, what? Eddie Van Halen's putting on a Michael Jackson album? Absolutely outrageous. But it turns out it was great. I mean, it was outrageously great. Thriller. No kidding. For Van Halen makes a guest appearance on one track, Beat It. Brilliant, eh? The solo in that, absolutely fantastic. The rumour is he just did it in sort of one take, eh? Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, some other stuff in there that I'll scan in for you. You can read your leisure. Cuts. Who's in the cuts? Picture of Riot with Rhett Forrester. Assume the position. The late, great Rhett Forrester. Killed when somebody tried to steal his car. Mad, mad. Picture. Dutch band, I think. Picture. Diamond Dreamer. This could be the year when heavy metal puts on its clogs and comes tiptoeing through the tulips. Jefferson Starship, Winds of Change. Viva, Dealers of the Night. I think I've got a Viva bootleg, like a radio sort of bootleg. I can't remember what it sounds like, but I'm not going to say I don't like them, I'm not going to say I do like them, I just, I don't know what they sound like. And I would give Barbara the benefit of the doubt because she's a Schenker. Foreigner Records, must be a compilation. The J. Giles Band, Showtime. J. Giles Band, don't know much about them apart from that. Huge single I had, Records of the Year. The Records of the Year there. Well, we've been through that, I guess, So, the Kerrang Critics' Choice. Kiss and Tell. Oh, look away now if you don't want to see Paul Stanley's chest wig. Good Lord. Heavens above. On a Sunday as well. Own Up Time for Gene and the Boys. The new show will be the best of all time. We're going to chew him up and spit him out, says Gene Simmons. Ace with a Carlsberg Lager. Here we have, this must be the huge, what's my camera focused on? Me? Oh, that's better or worse. Teutonic Attack. This must be the huge feature on Teutonic heavy metal. Love it, First Sting. ULI Roth, Teutonic Attack. What was I watching the other day there? An interview with ULI about why he left the Scorpions and stuff, and it didn't seem to be any bad blood. He was just saying, we just want to do different things. He wanted to do his sort of Hensley type stuff with his awful singing, and the band just wanted to, I don't know, break America, I think. But they've done well. Both of them, like ULI carried on his own career. I've seen him a few times solo, and he's an incredible guitar player, quite short as well. Incredible guitar player, and the Scorpions went from strength to strength, Very famous. Accept. Udo with a little bit of hair there. Oh, and there's there's all three Schenkers. I'll scan that for you. All three Schenkers. I like Viva. Couldn't tell you anything about them. Well, I like them because Barbara is one of the Schenkers. Oh, a three-piece all-girl German metal band called. What are they called? Cross. In reality, Cross are quite an affable bunch of musicians, simply trying to get ahead. Are they selling themselves by sex alone, I wondered? No, it appears not. I don't know anything about them. Cross. As I've said in previous episodes, I could Google them on my laptop, but can't really be bothered. ELOY. I don't like ELOY. I had a record and I think it was rubbish. Scorpions Rising, Cold Chisel, they're Australian. I was speaking to somebody the other week there. Leon Todd, whose guitar's over there, believe it or not. He's left some of his stuff with me while him and his good lady go on a bit of a tour around Scotland and stuff like that. He was talking about Cold Chisel. Don't know much about them. Oh my goodness. Phil Collins in a suit. In Kerrang magazine. Phil Collins live at the Hammersmith Odeon. Having to sacrifice seeing Hanoi Rocks at the Marquee to review this, maybe not. I'm not going to knock anybody, but I'm more of a Motley Crue fan than a Hanoi Rocks fan. Cold Chisel, the Marquee, Vardis, the legendary Vardis. Gravesend, Woodville Hall's Golden Earring. A guitarist died recently. Girls' School at the Forest National in Brussels. Oh, they're out on a European tour with Rainbow. Slade at the University of East Anglia. A sold out show and a string of dates that began as 2 in Birmingham, with a couple of warm-up gigs in Hammersmith. Or Sligo, sorry. On the peak of a wave at that point. And they were bringing the house down. We'll bring the house down. Gary Moore Band, it's a nuclear attack. What did I watch the other day? Gary Moore related. Neil Carter. Watched a really good, about an hour and 20-minute interview from maybe a couple of weeks ago with Neil Carter, talking about his time with Wild Horses, UFO, and with Gary Moore. Really interesting. Very talented chap, Neil Carter. Became a music teacher, and I think he taught clarinet or something like that. I mean, I said earlier I wouldn't want saxophone in the band, but I certainly wouldn't want Acker Bilk in my heavy metal band. Communication. There's a picture of Betsy says hands off. Betsy bitch. What's her name again? Betsy Weiss? W-E-I-S-S. I'll just read I'll go for the first one. I felt I had to write and tell you about the very bad behaviour. Oh no, actually, do I want to read this? I'll go ahead. It's all its time. Remember, folks, I'm simply reading what's in this magazine. I felt I had to write to you and tell you about the very bad behaviour of John McCoy. On November the 16th, my boyfriend and me, went along to see Gillan. Halfway through the concert, we saw John standing on the side of the stage. So my boyfriend went over to get his autograph. Well, what happened next really shocked me. John pushed my boyfriend out of the way, then he spilt his beer over him. That's outrageous, John McCoy. After spending £4.50 each on tickets, those were the days, £4.50 for a ticket. And an extra £11 on a programme which was ruined by the beer, plus a t-shirt and 2 patches and badges. I'd have thought he could have managed a little signature, but then again, maybe he can't write. Yours disgustingly, a very upset fan. Now, I have to think there's more to this story than meets the eye in this letter. I don't know John McCoy personally, but why would he do that? Very strange thing. So pen pals, lots of pen pals here. Anybody that I know. In fact, am I in there? No, I'm not in there. Nobody from Scotland at all. We were all incredibly comfortable in our own company. We need pen friends here in Scotland. We will rock you again. Queen's next album could be a heavy one, says Brian May. I'll scan that in for you. Cool picture of that. With his homemade fireplace guitar. Armed and ready, Sabre. Hold up. Sabre. Do I know much about them? Don't think so. Sabre began cutting into the music scene. I like that. Sabre began cutting into the music scene in December 1980. Alan Angold, Alan Abill, Bessie, Nick Fusco, and Jeff Gillespie. Melodic rock. Sabre are at the moment rehearsing for a series of dates in the UK and also for some in Denmark, where they will be supporting Merciful Fate. Brilliant. And this is a band I could never pronounce their name. The oddly named Geezer Jarl, is that how you pronounce that? Is in fact a progressive rock band based in Worcester. As more progressive techno and pomp outfits appear, this lot must stand a good chance of favouring well with the fans of the genre. Tour dates, Marillion, God, it's all Solstice, another progressive rock band. Chinatown, yeah, I don't think Chinatown ever played in Scotland. They toured with Budgie, but I don't think they played in Scotland. English Rogues, Idle Flowers, Soldier begin their very first Scottish. Did they play the Heathery Bar? Oh, they played the Heathery Bar in Wishaw. Yeah, I played the Heathery Bar in Wishaw. Black Widow and Overkill, not the New York thrash metal band, with Bobby Blitz or Ellsworth and all those folk. Dee Verney, Sid Falk, Skates, and Bobby Gustafson. I think that's the sort of lineup people will remember of Overkill. Now, I'm doing all this from memory, so please feel free to fact check me, but Don't be cheeky about it. Gary Moore with a Charvel. Neil Murray, Gary Moore, Ian Pace, not shown. New man, Don Airy. Oh, that was quite a short one this week, as the actress said to the Bishop. And on the back we have, so there's nothing missing. On the back we have Gene Simmons, picture by Ross Halfin. I will not scan that in because Ross Halfin is very famous, and he could take me to court and bankrupt me. So as ever, folks, that was Heavy Metal Sunday at Dunsy's, episode 32. Hard to believe we're almost getting to 50. I think I've got all the first 100 Kerrangs and most of the 100 to 200. So I'm, despite public demand, the viewing figures are going down. I'm going to keep doing this because I said previously, I enjoy doing this. This is a Sunday. The rest of my family are out doing something, I don't know, doing something to enjoy, and I'm in the house on my own, doing something I enjoy. I'm an old man looking through my old heavy metal magazines, reliving my youth. On that positive note, have a great Sunday. Cheers for now.